shortly before Christmas, and we'd been forced to move to an hotel for a few weeks. The price one had to pay for modern conveniences. Gaslight and a new dumbwaiter were being installed in Baker Street.
Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, my career is finished.
I beg your pardon?
Finished. Completely finished. Disgraced. Ruined.
Who are you?
I am Monsieur Baron, the hotel manager at your service.
Of course. How do you do?
I do very badly. Thank you.
What's the matter?
I'm going to kill myself. Probably with a knife or a gun. And they will send my body back to my beloved Switzerland, where there are no cat burglars.
Cat burglars? Do you mean somebody's stolen a cat? He means a burglar who moves and climbs like a cat, not one who steals them.
Mr. Holmes, you are a man of the world. You are clever. You are genius.
Genius?
What?
Genius.
Oh, yes, Colonel, genius. So you take...
I will not.
I was going to say...
I know.
How do you know?
I am a genius, but I will not take your case.
Even if I pay?
It's not a matter of money.
Not money? But, Mr. Holmes, what can I offer you?
Peace, Monsieur Baron. Peace.
Mr. Holmes, I've been sending you messages. I have a terrible problem.
Yes, madame, you have.
For 6 years, my darling Arthur loved me with passion. A month ago, she went out to buy a cigar.
And never came back.
You are a genius. How did you know?
Geniuses know these things.
What should I do?
I suggest you go to your room and...
Yes?
wait for him there.
Isn't he wonderful? Wonderful.
Wonderful. Genius.
Here they are. Lady Noel, Sir Oliver Duncan, may I introduce my new friends, Dr. John Watson, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
How do you do? How do you do?
Sir Oliver was just telling us about the launching of his newest ship, the Star of Mara.
The Star of Mara? Is that a celestial star?
No, it's actually a sapphire, named after the Temple of Mara in India. It was given to my grandfather many years ago.
An ancient sapphire. It sounds mysterious.
Sounds romantic.
A bit of both. It's supposed to bring good luck.
And has it?
It's done well for itself.
Is it sealed in the ship?
Oh no, for the spell to work, it must be kept close at hand.
Then don't wear it around your neck, Sir Oliver, or the cat burglar will steal it, as he stole my ruby.
I'm so sorry for you, Lady Noel.
Thank you, my dear. But at least it was insured. After a fashion.
How do you mean, after a fashion?
It's unfair to discuss burglars and crime in Mr. Holmes's presence. His stay here is a form of holiday, I believe.
After a fashion, but I've no objection to discussing crime, Lady Noel.
You're sweet.
But how can one insure something after a fashion?
If Mr. Holmes knows the answer and wishes to discuss it, he has my permission.
Lady Noel's ruby was one of the famous matched pair. Separately, their value is considerably diminished.
Of course.
He didn't take them both. It's magnificent.
If the cat burglar comes to your room tonight, my dear, I forbid you to tell him about it. Well, I'm going to leave you, children. At my age, it's time for a nap. Dr. Watson, why don't you catch the cat burglar?
I?
Well, you've worked with Mr. Holmes on cases before.
Well, I like to believe that I've...
You're probably just as good as he is.
In many ways, far better.
You catch him and get my ruby back.
She's extraordinary.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea, Dr. Watson. You must know a great deal about catching criminals.
Well, I like to think that I'm not unfamiliar with the criminal mind.
How would you start?
Start?
Yes, how would you go about catching the thief?
Well, I'd start by studying the modus operandi.
There you see. I must run upstairs. Dr. Watson's very kindly offered to give my brother Jonathan a fencing lesson. I want to make certain he's finished his homework.
I'll accompany you. I have one or two important matters to attend to. I'll see you later, Holmes.
Sir Oliver? Do you believe Dr. Watson can...
It's easier for a woman to keep a large, precious stone at hand.
Yes.
And don't underestimate this cat burglar. He's clever. Very, very clever.
We are delighted to see you again, Mrs. Morton. Your sweet is exactly as you ordered it.
Of course.
Mrs. Morton, do you know her?
No, but the manager considers her an invitation to the cat burglar.
Perhaps you should keep an eye on her then.
Perhaps I should.
Hi, Dr. Watson. Claire says Jonathan will be a little late.
He didn't finish his homework.
Hasn't even started it. But they say he's very intelligent. He is more intelligent than me.
Well, you almost beat me at chess yesterday.
It's always almost, Dr. Watson. It's been like that all my life. If I come back in time, can I watch you and Jonathan fence?
Of course, but where are you going, my dear?
I'm going to see a doctor.
Doctor?
I sleepwalk at night.
Well, that's not unusual. All children, all young ladies, usually outgrow it.
I know, but it frightens Miss Emmy,
Miss Emmy?
our governess.
Of course.
Coming, Miss Emmy.
Remember, Victoria, if you need me, I'm a doctor, too.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Oh. Touché.
Yes.
Touché?
Yes.
Touché, I think.
Yes.
If you miss an attack, you should return to the on-guard position a little faster.
A little faster.
And the distance between your feet should be a little greater. Well, it gives you the possibility to change direction with less preparation.
Feet closer together.
Do you play chess?
Yes.
Would you like to play?
No.
One.
He's not a child, he's a midget. And he's 90 years old. Mrs. Morton arrived at the hotel. She's rather flamboyant.
Are you referring to her jewelry?
Claire says that you'll be the cat burglar's next victim.
You should arrange with the manager to put an extra guard on her floor.
I already have. Claire suggested it.
It's only 11:30.
I know, but I'm very worried about my little sister.
Oh, yes, her sleepwalking. I'll escort you to your room.
Are you leaving already, Miss Ryder?
Good evening to you.
Good evening, Sir Oliver. I've been meaning to speak to you about Victoria.
The doctor said there was really nothing he could do.
Well, I expected that. However, there are certain new techniques that have been tested in France.
Really? Oh, could you tell me about it?
Well, certainly. I'm doing a round of the hotels, trying to catch the cat right now. Perhaps I can escort you to your suite.
Yes. I'm very anxious to hear about these new techniques. Thank you for a lovely evening, Sir Oliver.
Yeah, we're having lunch tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it.
Dr. Watson, Sir Oliver.
I imagine that the doctor said that if Victoria walked in her sleep, she mustn't be awakened.
Yes, all the doctors have said that. But tell me, what is this new French technique?
Oh, I'm afraid there aren't any new techniques.
Why, Dr. Watson, you lied to me.
A small one. I wanted to walk you to your door.
A white lie.
Are you angry?
Should I be?
I don't think so.
No.
I'm very pleased.
What a dear thing to say. Do be careful, John.
That's Mrs. Morton's room.
Yes, sir.
Keep a sharp eye on it. If anything unusual occurs, use your whistle.
Yes, sir.
And if the little Ryland girl should come out of her room, number 14, she must on no account be awakened.
I understand, sir.
Perfect.